Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown on
They're
a
like,
pick
oh, well, we
six.
need real players. Oh, okay. So, you need a quarterback? Sure.
Another opportunity, spins out of a sack, throws it to the back of the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown, New Orleans.
He's up to the 30. He's gone, baby. My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
This is going to explode big time.
The SFL Network on Twitch welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
From the hunting grounds in Seattle, Washington, as the Seattle Pirates undefeated play host to the Oklahoma City Renegades. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrup, along with my color man, Rick Northrup.
Good afternoon.
OKC coming off a victory last week over St. Louis, 28-14. Seattle coming off a victory over Vegas, 38-22. You see the numbers. Seattle leads the all-time series by the score of 5-7. A continuation of a rivalry that started when Seattle Pirates were the Dallas Roughnecks.
And you got to give the clear edge in the season statistics to Seattle, Colin, at this point. So they are coming into this game as the favorite. But let's see what Oklahoma City has in store for them.
The toss of the coin is called. And it is heads. OKC will take the ball. There's Deacon Nichols. And the kickoff is coming up shortly, Rick. Who are some guys you have your eyes on?
Well, you always have to have your eye on Jacques Luyendula. He was having a monster season so far. Take a guess at what his completion percentage is.
75?
Oh, so close. It's 80. Are you kidding me? 80. So we'll get to more players later. Once the game gets underway, Colin, and you set the O's and the D's.
All right. Here's Longfellow, ready to kick off. And it's underway. And a return by Ashley Rose Finch. Oh! Breaks a tackle to the outside 30, breaks another tackle 40, and gets knocked down at her own 40-yard line.
That's just a terrific run back, Colin, to open the game. A little dipsy-do, a burst of speed. And they're in business at their own 40.
Here's OKC, lines up in a three-man backfield set. There's DJ Moses II right in front of Jason Williams, as Deacon Nickens will line up under center. Turns, gives to Williams, and Jason will pick up about 6 yards to the OKC 46. Same formation again, except receiver top side. That's Ermac Jackson. Tiberius Bovine, number 89, is also in the game. And Williams gets the carry, but he's wrapped up by the man they call Goose. Denzel Maverick, number 97.
That brings up a 3rd and long here in this opening set of downs for your Renegades.
Deacon Nickens is the quarterback, number 19. The receivers are Devonta Duncan, number 87, and Ermac Jackson. And here's the throw to Duncan on 3rd down, and he's just inches short of the marker.
Oh, how is that not a first down?
I thought he extended the ball over the line, but the ref says no.
I thought he actually stepped over the line.
Alonzo Bamba, number 11, is the new rookie signing this week, as the SFL permitted roster expansion because people have been joining in such high droves. It's 4th and inches. They lined up to go for it.
High droves. Love it.
Nickens staring at the defense.
He can pick this up. Go.
And he calls timeout. So for Seattle on defense, we've already introduced you to Denzel Maverick. His defensive line mate is Jukin Rukin, number 60. E.K. Vincent's the linebacker, number 52. The corners are Iverson Gamble and Mario Martino, and the safeties are Mahmoud Ajlani and Kane Vasquez.
Seattle's got the early lead in great player names.
So here's a look at Duncan. Just couldn't quite get the first down. We'll get a high look at that powerful offensive attack led by last year's league MVP, Zach Sandlin. But as my colleague stated, Jacques Louis-Ndula is putting up some ridiculous numbers as that ball is returned by Nick Castle, another new signing for the Tyrants this week, number 89, who will be handling the punts and kicks.
He also makes his debut as the number 3 wideout for them. Congratulations, Nick Castle.
Running back is Zach Salen. The receivers are Mason Kirby, junior, senior to third, and the tight end is Tristan Carr. Louis Ndula in the gun, back to throw he goes, has a clean pocket, collapses around and fires it out, and it's complete to JS3 for a first down to the Seattle 26.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, in a capsule is Jacques Louis-Ndula. Stood in there by all rights, was going to get sacked, throws anyway, and throws a perfect dart to a well-covered receiver.
We'll get to the OKC defense after this play. As Louis-Ndula back to throw again, quickly over the middle, fires, complete to Castle, who spins ahead to the Seattle 40-yard line.
Nice catch, Mr. Castle.
No, that was Evakatu, number 85.
Sorry about that. So excited about Nick Castle, I'm ready to call his name.
And for OKC on defense, they have John Gregory, number 47 at linebacker, along with Dave Drury. The corners are Ashley Rosefinch. As Louis-Ndula fires it out, it is complete to the receiver, who spins upfield and picks up a first down to the 49.
Go ahead.
The corners are Ashley Rosefinch and Parker the Hurricane Thomas. And the safeties are Thomasina Rahman, number 29, and Brady Clark, number 43.
Part of the Fighting Ramens littered throughout the league here.
Split backs. Louis-Ndula, quick drop, fires over the middle, it's complete. I believe that's Kirby, down to the 34-yard line. Brady Clark on the tackle.
For the defensive nerds, let me point out the last 2 plays. The one previous to this, the linebackers were playing in their standard position, and then they all dropped into coverage. They failed to cover the wideout to the right side of the Tyrant formation. This play, the previous play, they were in their standard formation, and they came on a rush or played up tight to the line, and he threw over the middle. Louis-Ndula did. So really good read and recognition by the Seattle offense in those last 2 plays.
2 receivers to the top. Here's to give to Sandlin his first carry, and Zach Sandlin will only pick up a yard. You know, he had 2,000 yards rushing as a rookie last year, double-digit touchdowns. He's come back down to earth a little bit. Still 643 rushing yards, but only 3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. He's come back down to earth, and I think part of the reason for that is he exploded onto the scene as a rookie. This year, he's a marked man.
3 receivers. I believe that is Castle with Kirby at the top as he gets Sandlin one more time, and Zach Sandlin breaking a couple of tackles will make it to the 28-yard line to set up a 3rd and 4.
It picks up a few yards, but with the amount of effort, that was worth 3 carries right there.
You know, an interesting matchup today to watch is John Gregory against Tristan Carr. You see him on the screen, number 84. Carr is about 6'7", so he's about 4 inches on Gregory, who's 6'3". There's a 3rd down and 4 situation from the OKC 28. Louis-Ndula fires on the middle, and a man wide open, that is Carr, and Carr spins and picks up a first down to the 16. Louis-Ndula, a perfect 5 for 5.
Well, I don't know what OKC was thinking on that play, Colin, but Louis-Ndula had a veritable smorgasbord of receivers available. There were several open receivers. Just some massive miscommunication on the back
That
end.
was JC3 on the catch, pardon. Once again, they go standard pro set back, 3 wide receivers, Ripper Concordia next to Zach Sandlin in the backfield. Here's to get to Sandlin up the middle, follows Concordia and picks up 3 yards. Dave Drury on the tackle. Say a big hello to High Flying Dwarf. The London Knights put up 55 points as Reggie Streeter goes for 425 yards. It's a new single game rushing record. Congratulations.
Did they score a point total record or create a point total record in that game? I'd like to know.
I don't know if they did, but the throw in the middle is a touchdown, and that is Tristan Carr.
Love the between the legs reverse spike there.
And the man that they called the trash car from his early days in Vancouver picks up the touchdown as Alonzo Bama pops in the chat. Hello, sir. He was just signed this week. We'll get to see him on the field shortly. As Longfellow will try an extra point attempt. It's up and through. So with 5:14 to go in the first quarter, it's a 7-0 lead for Seattle over Oklahoma City.
Well, it's a little early, but with the statistical edge and a view of 2 drives, drive from each team, the Rick meter is going to start shading towards Seattle. Oklahoma City, I don't think, based on that first drive by Seattle, can afford to not put some points on the board with this possession, Colin. That was very impressive.
Here's Finch on the return. Finch gets up to the 26. You know, her return, average yards per return, is pretty impressive. That's over 26.7. She had an 85-yard return last week that strangely didn't result in a touchdown versus St. Louis.
Oh, no. Well, congratulations, St. Louis special teams, question mark.
As they line up in the 3-man backfield set again, Jason Williams had over 200 rushing yards coming in, and he gets another carry here. Here goes Jason Williams to the outside, breaks the tackle, carries a couple more defenders past the marker to the 36.
And that's what that's all about right there. Just some tough running and keeping the legs churning. Able to pick up the first down.
Came over from Alaska in the offseason, converted from fullback to tailback. Actually, fun fact about Williams, his cousin is former Lions tight end Brandon Pinnegar, number 87.
Oh, I love that guy. Good player and a fun name to say.
Here's Moses in the backfield. He gets the dive straight up the middle and picks up 7 yards. It's Denzel Maverick, his second tackle so far.
Who was that on the carry?
That was DJ Moses' second.
Was it? Did anybody notice the Red Sea seemed to part for Moses there? Goes right through the line.
And here's the give again to Williams, and Williams shed a couple of tackles. He's close. He's a yard short of the marker.
Well, they stand him up and just enough, hold him up just enough for the help to arrive.
You know, it's really interesting. OKC ran a second tight end for a couple of years now, and now they have a fullback, and it took them a couple of weeks to try and figure out how are we going to incorporate this guy, but he has been more of a threat in the receiving game than the rushing game. He gets it here on 3rd and 1.
Oh,
and
that's a
barely
first.
picks up the first down. Gary's juking Rukin. Just barely past the first down marker.
There's the first down they were missing on that close first down they were missing on the first drive, Colin.
And Seattle is challenging the spot. Crash Combs says, nope, we're going to take a second look at that, please.
Well, R62, welcome R62 to the game. We'll chat with League Office on this review.
A straight dive up the middle. Ooh, I think he got it. His elbow landed right on the line to gain, which is, of course, unofficial at this point.
Ooh.
But the ball was behind.
After
And Crash Combs gets the call. It's overturned on the field. I guess he wasn't that drunk as the early challenge pays off in yet another defensive stop for the Tyrants.
Well. And that saves a timeout for Crash Combs to burn later on a 4th and short in the game, at least in the first half.
Ellis for his second punt. And return by Castle. He gets blown up immediately
Wow.
at his own 18-yard line.
Where's your drill sergeant, young man? Blow it up, sir.
Bamba says, man, I wanted to see me play. Don't worry, young fella. I'm sure you'll get your shot here
Absolutely.
in a little while. Here's Louis and Dula. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom of your screen. Sandlin in the backfield. Louis and Dula fires over the middle. It's complete to Mason Kirby for a pickup of 5 yards.
Throws him the change up there. Same arm action, and that ball just kind of floats in the air over there.
There's a look at junior senior. The third is team's assistant defensive coordinator to the man that's in the backfield, Zach Sandlin. Sandlin will get the ball up the middle.
Nice.
Will break 1 tackle, and Thomasina Rahman slows him down.
What do you call that
At the
play there,
32.
Colin? Where he just takes the snap and turns around and waits for the running back to grab it.
That's an ISO play right up the middle.
Yeah.
It's about that half turn. You see that a lot. Many teams run it, particularly out of that formation. Brady Clark was the man whose tackle attempt Sandlin broke. As we get 3 wide receivers again. Castle up to the top by himself. Louis and Dula turns, gives to Sandlin, however, and Sandlin follows his blockers and picks up about 9 yards. He's averaging 5.6 yards a carry here nearly going.
Runs that same ISO play. The same side of the line.
Seattle
Big fan of OCD play calling.
is averaging 125.6 rushing yards per game. OKC is giving up to 64.2 on defense coming in. And they stop Sandlin in the backfield there. John Gregory and Dave Drury, tag team, combine the stop.
Geez, who's the up man on that? What's the point of running the offset eye if he doesn't pick up the leaky guard or tackle over there? He just sprints out to find somebody in the secondary to block, leaving his back to defend for himself.
Seattle comes into this game converting 64% on 3rd down. They have a 3rd and 2. Here's to get to Sandlin. He gets the first down a lot more. He's exactly tackled at the 50-yard line. Parker Thomas, as well as Thomasina Rahman, combining on the tackle.
Sandlin started to make bank on these right up the middle plays here early in the game. Eddie Money just tweeted out, "You can't keep a good man down."
Here's Louis and Dula swaggering up under center. He's got 4 wide, 2 to either side. Sandlin in the backfield. Here's to get the Sandman, and the Sandman will pick up 3 yards. He's lulling this defense to sleep as he continues to get these runs right up the middle.
Well, I think you're possibly right on that. Watch for a medium or a deep shot coming from Seattle.
OKC they'll have to try and make a stop here in the nickel defense. They give again to Sandlin, who runs right over Gregory, but ultimately his forward progress is stopped a yard short of 1st down. And Sandlin again breaks the tackle and picks up the 1st down.
Sticking with their money man. Sand dollar. There we go.
And the end of the first quarter, Seattle leads 7-0 over OKC. You're watching the Simulation Football League. Presented by APM Music on Twitch TV. Today's Simulation Football League broadcast on Twitch is presented by APM Music, Custom Music Library and Custom Music House, and brought to you in part by Fuel Beyond Imagination. Visit the all-new SFL.interactive.net today. Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the Simulation Football League, and Media Tech Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Aerial shots brought to you by AirViews, United by Drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. That's airvuz.com. Back in Seattle, I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup.
Good afternoon.
And Jacques Louis-Ndula turns hands off at Sandlin. And Sandlin, wow, sports through defenders and picks up the first down to the 25. And Seattle is really starting to exert control over this ball game.
Well, the Renegades had him stopped in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage, and he uses the Star Trek transporter room to suddenly get into there, get across the line of scrimmage and make a decent gain and pick up the first down. So nothing. I got nothing for the sand dollar, right? He's money. He's their money player. His name's Sandlin.
Sand dollar. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's
Hey,
really
stop.
Backfield. Quick drop. He throws over the middle, complete to Kirby, and it's first and goal for 6.
I'm going to incessantly tweet about the sand dollar for the next week. I'm going to turn it into a thing.
No, don't do that. It's not going to be a thing.
It's not going to be a thing. All right.
Here's first and goal from the 6. There's a look at John Gregory, also is the team's GM. And Louis-Ndula pop flies into the end zone, and Parker Thomas knocks that away.
A rare almost mistake for Louis-Ndula. Throws it right into his hands. Ooh.
That's his 4th pass deflection of the season for Thomas. He was signed a couple of weeks ago, making the big athletic play. You know, the guy is 6'3", 235. He's going up against Kirby, who's 6'4", so Kirby does have the slight advantage, but it's not as disparaging as some other height advantages you'll see in today's games. Louis-Ndula under center. He turns, gives to Sandlin, who runs straight over Nate Drury and in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. Wow, he just about stiff-armed him. To Tacoma.
Into the next county, absolutely.
Watch right here.
Oh, and he rides him.
Full of my arm and takes it to the end zone.
While he's stiff-arming him, he trots the extra 5 yards into the end zone.
And for OKC, all of a sudden you're going to be down by 13 pending 14. You got to get your legendary tight end, Tiberius Bovine, involved. If the extra point is up and through, you get to hear from Bovine.
Janky snap, did you notice that? Laid on the turf, but good job by the holder to pick it up and place it.
The holder is Brad Combs, the back quarterback. 4.
Well, but for 2 third and short plays where they couldn't pick up the first down, maybe the Renegades can get going here.
Finch returns this to the 26. I talked about Bovine. He is by far and away the SFL's all-time career leader in yards, receptions, touchdowns from the tight end position. Will surely be under Hall of Fame consideration sooner rather than later. Again, they go power I. And Seattle counters with the nickel, 3-3. Vincent showing blitz. Nickens fires down the middle of the field. Oh! He was looking for the backup tight end, number 83, Chuck Masters, and that's incomplete.
Let's see if we get a replay on that. It sure looked like it caromed off somebody's hat there, too.
The 2nd and 10. So they try to open up the passing game just slightly. They seem to be stuck in this formation as they come at it again. Back to throw, Nickens, pass knocked away out of the air as they were trying to go in that same area. Throw knocked down by number 36 for Seattle, James Campkin.
Almost another interception there, but avoided, bringing up 3rd and 10.
From the 26-yard line. Now they spread things out. Bovine's kind of flexed out. Second wide receiver, Mac Jackson, is in. Nickens, now he'll throw this time, has to avoid the pressure, dumps this off to Jason Williams, who picks up the first down on his own, and that's why they call him Thrilliams, as Campkin brings him down at the own 39. Jason able to make something happen.
And that's the kind of quarterback play you want out of your leader. He's looking all over the field, making all of his checkdowns, and he finally just sidearms it out there to his safety valve. He gets a first down.
There was good pressure, too, I believe. Rukin was in the neighborhood of, might have been Maverick first. Now they go 2 wide receivers, along with 2 tight ends. Williams in the backfield. Nickens will fire this one over the middle. It's complete for a first down. That is Devontae Duncan's 2nd reception, and he picks up about 11 yards for the first. You know, OKC wearing all white with little yellow and red and blue accents everywhere. What do you think, Rick?
You know, I was just thinking there it's a cool combination of old school with those stripy socks.
As Jason Williams gets the carry, stops, tries to spin, and picks up 5 yards in the process. He's up to 21 yards now, 4.2 yards a carry, Sandlin 63 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I think I had stripy socks like that when I was in middle school, and that was back in the day. I do like the feather design on the side of the pants and the cool geometric stripe on their helmet. We'll get a look at that one of these
It's
replays.
in tribute to the state's history as established as the Indian Territory. As Williams will get the swing pass, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage. That is number 39, Iverson Campbell on the tackle.
There's a good look at that stripe on the helmet.
Very cool indeed with yellow face mask. Seattle going with the gray with blue and lime, almost swim green accents.
Yeah, we'll get the fashion police on Seattle here in a second.
As Nickens is sacked on 3rd down. Down he goes, and that was Goose, Denzel Maverick on the sack. He just beats Dalton Otto with a nice spin move.
He does. Surprises Nickens and collects the sack. Yeah, every time I see Seattle in this gray and green, I'm thinking, no, not so sure in my head. And then after a few plays, I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Oh, I got a correction in the chat. Apparently, Juke and Rukin is Goose.
Oh, yeah.
Not the other way around.
No.
Makes more sense now.
Over to Seattle. And they start from what? Their own 11?
So they go split shotgun. Luyendula back to throw, fires over the middle, and it is knocked away from Mason Kirby by John Gregory. That's his 6th target. He's got 4 of them.
It's a little bread and butter play for Seattle, and just a well-timed hit.
It looked like it was Gregory there. Camera was focused on the other backer, Cole Irvine, number 91.
Yeah, he hits him, reaches in, knocks the ball away. Solid defensive play, and that's what Oklahoma needs. They can force a punt here.
OKC has 13 takeaways on the season. They're +5 in turnover differential. So this is a team that's adept at forcing turnovers.
+5 in 6 games, as this is week 7.
And the throw over the middle is complete.
Short of the line of gain, brings up 3rd and 2.
That is Tristan Carr on the reception. Full playbook open here, Rick, as there's a look at Dave Drury.
Yeah, you know, Carr, he's dangerous. He's got 4 TDs already on the season.
Louis Ndula in the gun.
Plus the one he scored earlier.
Throw. One-handed snag. Somebody showing off for the crowd, and that was junior senior to 3rd. Plucks it out of the air with one hand with the greatest of ease.
Before everybody starts writing me letters, Carr came into this game with 4 touchdowns.
There's 5 now. There's a look at Kirby.
Cinco. That's fun to say.
Here you go, 2 wide, 1 either side. Louis Ndula to throw again, and Jacques floats this up. Oh, it's knocked away. I believe that was Ramen Thomasina.
He must not have seen the defender there, because Louis Ndula knows how to put a little air under it, which is all he needed to do, and throws it a little too flat, and the up man is able to get their hands on it.
Or the up woman.
Up woman, yeah.
Remember, OKC
Up person, yeah.
has 2 female players on the team.
That's
over 50% of the market right there.
It is 50%, right?
Yes.
All right.
As
Yeah.
Sandlin lost a yard, that'll be a 3rd and 11. There's a look at Thomasina.
One of the great things about Simulation Football League, anybody can participate. Get off your couch, get into the chat, get a player.
Yeah, it's easy. Just join our Discord and participate in a rookie check-in between Tuesday and Wednesday. And you could be on the field next week as Louis Ndula almost throws an interception. John Gregory, along with Brady Clark, helping to break up that pass.
So many caroms.
And Seattle will be forced to punt with 5:22 to go.
Wow.
This is starting to get into critical territory. If you're OKC, because remember, they elected to receive the ball first.
Yep.
And they got the rush on, and it was nearly blocked.
Almost interfered with a kicker there, but no flag.
And the return by Finch goes up to the 39, I want to say. Or is that Bama? I couldn't tell.
Missed that number myself.
And thank you, XVila47, for your Tier 1 subscription. That's now 16 months for him. Thank you, sir. Here's Nickett. Gives off to Williams. Breaks the tackle. There goes Jason Williams, 40. Jason Williams, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in one play, explodes for an OKC touchdown.
Just what the doctor ordered, Colin.
That was on their own 29-yard line. Broke one tackle off the spin and was off to the races.
And look at the lineman chugging down the field with him. Little point of pride there as they finished with 4 or 5 Renegades in that end zone, Colin.
So they get the 6 points they were looking for, and they get it on one play. That was from their own 29. I'm not good at math, but he sure ran a long way.
He ran a country mile.
And the extra point, 5:05 to go in the second.
I think we can crowdsource.
14-7, Seattle in front.
I'm sorry for talking over you, Colin. I was just going to point out we can crowdsource the stats here. We don't have a stat person. If you're interested in being involved in the league and you like numbers, you're a little bit of a digit head, and that's a compliment. I'm a digit head. Maybe you can be a stats person.
Contact Mark Lopez once you join our Discords. If you're in there already, please still contact Mr. Lopez. He's always looking for more people to train. Here's the return by Castle, and Castle gets wrapped up in his own 27.
And they get, having a stats person in the truck makes, I think, the games more interesting to call and for the fans. There's so much happening; it's difficult for the people in the booth to stay on top of everything.
So Maverick says he now has 6 sacks on the year. I believe he came in with 5.
Wow.
As Louis Ndula pop flies this one deep. Oh, it's almost intercepted on a diving attempt. I believe that was Ashley Rose Finch as the pass was intended for JC3.
Well, that's one of the, they like to take those shots. And now that they get Sandlin in the last couple of drives off the schneid, it makes it a little more dangerous.
So, Narco Nukem says, is this the Sonics Gates Bowl? Of course, referencing the fact that the OKC Thunder were once the Seattle Supersonics in the NBA. And Sandlin will lose the guard once again. Sean Gregory, combining with a few others with the TFL.
Speaking of former Seattle pro teams, anybody tell me where the Seattle Pilots now play their games, whatever type of game it is they play? We'll leave that out there. Here's
Louis Ndula has sheds a tackle. No, he's going to fire long down the field. Oh, and it's broken up.
And there's a flag on the play. You see, when the referee throws a flag, it means someone did something illegal.
Oh, an eligible man downfield on the Seattle offensive line. Number 74, Nathan Shield. Got a little too eager blocking his guy down the field.
Pushing him down the field and wandered a little too far away from the line of scrimmage. And that can happen, especially on a long scramble or a long developing pass play.
Those guys get bored. They can only hold their water for so long.
All right, or he's pursuing the pancake, and the defender smartly just keeps backing up and catches the lineman too far downfield.
As the return.
I'm not going to say I used to do that as a defensive player, but it is a technique.
By number 86 for OKC, Sam Bastian, turning punts. There's a look at Jason Williams' numbers. He's up to 82 yards with that last long touchdown carry. He's flanking the right side of Nickens. 2 receivers to the top. The Deacon throws, fires it out to Moses, who only picks up a yard as he's brought down hard by Iverson Gamble. You know, Moses did have a couple early carries. He gained some nice yardage out of the power eye.
He did. I think.
Which we see here as Ermac Jackson lines up to the bottom. Here's to get to Williams. Williams follows the blockers. There goes Jason Williams, 30. And he will be brought down at the Seattle 30-yard line.
Well, when you have a big hole and speed like he does, he ran right downfield. The first time he was touched was at the like the 35 or the 34. Look at this. Nobody lays a glove on him until right here.
That was Kane Vasquez, number 43.
And he still almost gets away if you analyze how
that guy,
tenuous a grip they had on him.
That guy, Kane Vasquez, delivers hits that would make Roger Goodell cringe. Want to find him every week, but luckily this isn't the no fun league. As the throw once again goes out to Moses, and he loses 2 yards. DK Vincent closes quickly and drops him for a loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Tenuous. That's one of the many SAT words that you'll hear on a Colin and Rick broadcast. Kids, if you want to score well, I've said it before, on the SAT, you got to study your vocab.
Standard pro set backfield for Oklahoma City. And Nickens will fire out to Moses again. He only gets back to the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Bones Malone Jr. on the hit.
And Tom Bones Malone just returned from a encore engagement with the Blues Brothers.
3rd and 12, they line up with 3 guys in the backfield. Nickens will.
Ooh.
He wanted to throw, but down he goes instead. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Jukin Rukin, a.k.a. Goose, combining on the stop. There's Michael Irvine, one of the original owners.
Rukin, by the way, came into the game with 12 tackles. Just 3 last week, so he's having himself a good season so far and making a difference here in this game.
OKC elects to punt rather than try a 52-yard field goal attempt. And this is a good call as it will land Seattle inside their own 20 at the 11. Fair catch called by Castle.
Yeah, and the OKC defense, Colin, seemed to get a little better the last couple of possessions. So again, not a bad strategy. Kick it away, pin them deep, play some D, get into the locker room with only a 1-point deficit after being really outplayed completely in the first quarter.
Kirby and senior to third are both 6'5", by the way. In case anybody was keeping track, as that throw goes out of bounds for a pickup of 7 yards. William Dool at 126. Deacon Nickens at 31 as the throw goes out to JC3 for a pickup of 7.
I think your secondary here for Oklahoma City is going to be critical on this little possession. Rose Finch, Rahman, Clark, and Thomas. And they don't have the right coverage on the slot man there, but they don't pass it.
They give to the Sandman, and he moves forward. Actually, they say he will make it 3rd and 3 now. Regardless, I think he moved forward. We'll give him a pickup of a yard. This will be a 3rd down and 3 situation clock running, 125 and counting. So we see Nick Castle. He's in the trips to the bottom. Luyendula, quick drop, fires it out to Tristan Clark. Gets the first down, but gets blown up. At the 27-yard line, clock continues to run. Seattle, knowing full well they'll get the ball first to start the second half. Really interesting that OKC is not electing to use one of their timeouts
to try and get the ball back.
Try and get the ball back. They line up in press coverage against his 5 wide receivers. Look out. Luyendula over the middle, complete.
How did he find him?
That was senior to third, and timeout called with 43 seconds left.
Well, that pass, Colin, one of your favorite phrases, just dropped it in the bucket. Watch this. He's right in there in between everybody. It's almost like
Rose, Finch, and Gregory all there.
It's like Luyendula basically just walked downfield and handed it to him. Very impressive.
Bill Walsh always stressed to his quarterbacks he wanted a foot in front of the numbers, and that was perfectly well placed for senior to third. Luyendula throws again, it's intercepted! It's Thomasina Rahman picks it off in the middle of the field.
Yeah, pressure makes a difference.
The blitz was coming, but I believe that was Cole Irvine, and Thomasina just snatches it out of the air for an interception.
Okay, Renegades, you're in business. Let's see. All of 40 seconds. Now they're glad they have those timeouts, I suppose, Colin.
Yeah, they have 2 timeouts remaining.
Well,
They're
gonna
starting to
run the
Seattle
ball.
territory at the 39. Why not? Jason Williams has been getting huge chunk plays
Oh,
on the
they're
run game.
Gonna throw out of it.
And they go backwards, and here we go with the hurry up.
Right. Nickens knows better. He should have just thrown that downfield and out of bounds.
He's running again, throws to Moses, and he
no.
gets to the 50, and
I'm not going to look at the chat because even I'm having a pain with this.
throw down the middle, it's complete. That's the backup tight end, Masters, and they called timeout with 6 seconds left.
That's the play they should have run on first down when they had 40 seconds. Now, just 6 seconds to go.
And the Deacon dropping it in the offering plate. Drew Masters, his second target. Tiberius Bovine, though, without a reception. And it looks like they'll send Johnny Omega out for the long field goal attempt.
I
With
guess they
6
will.
seconds on first down. This is Rudy Lomax. And the kick is no good. It was worth a shot, though. It looked like it was about a yard or 2 short.
Absolutely. How much did that negative play cost them on that drive? That's the 3 yards they needed.
So with 1 second, they'll probably just hand it to Zach Sandlin and call it good. They're up 14-7. Oh, they're gonna go Hail Mary formation here. Look at all those defenders pressed up. And Luyendula has time. Rainbows it way down the field. Oh, it's almost diving catch by junior senior to third. He did not survive the ground. Oh, man.
Wow.
We reached halftime. The score is 14-7. Seattle in front of Oklahoma City. As we get a look at our halftime statistics, we see struggling thrusting the ball. Seattle being shut down as far as the rush game is concerned. But Luyendula picking up the slack. The 1 turnover, the Luyendula interception by Rahman. The lone mistake for Seattle. Denzel Maverick 1.5 sacks. Rukin adds a 1/2 sack. Touchdown pass to Tristan Carr, and here's Zach Sandlin posterizing Dave Drury. And Jason Williams. This is his long touchdown run. DJ Moses is second out in front blocking for that play. As well as this play here, Williams almost broke it wide open. John Gregory with 5 tackles. 6 tackles, rather. Brady Clark with 6. We need to open up the passing game, get people other than Duncan involved. He's really the only star receiver that's kind of done anything worthwhile. We've not heard from Tiberius Bovine, which is highly unusual. The guy is a prolific receiving tight end. He is 6'3", 245 pounds. But a good blocker, too. Welcome in Shan Varner to the chat. He reminds us that scores are being put on score screens. As the return by Castle, start the second half. Gets up close to the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 29. Leandula back on the field. And the throw down the middle of the field is incomplete.
That was a dangerous one, and Oklahoma with kind of getting themselves.
Brady Clark on the knockdown. Get another look at it here.
Thank you. Oklahoma kind of getting themselves out of first or second gear late in the second quarter. Would like to get a stop here and get the ball back into the hands of their offense, obviously. But Seattle being is dangerous.
Jacqueline Dillard, quarterback rating of 76.9, 153 yards. It does have that one interception thrown to Thomasina. How many picks did she have coming into the game?
Let me go to the record book here.
As Zach Sandlin gets a carry, makes a couple of amendments, and almost broke Brady Clark's tackle as he gets brought down at the 49. Shout out to Zero Rising with an X in the bookend. Crash Combs, the Trash Car, Pure 2K12, Narco _ Nukem, Nick Castle, OKC Renegades, Doug Day.
Doug Day, boy, there was a player that we watched the other day. 2 picks coming into the game for Thomasina Rana.
That is pick number 3 for her. And this is another pick for Thomasina. She grabs it out of the air. I don't know who dropped that one.
Doubles her pick production here in one half plus a series.
Can't tell who dropped it. Might have been Castle, brought down by Tristan.
And just what the doctor ordered. We didn't recap the Rick meter, but the Rick meter is still pointing at Seattle at the end of the first half. But Oklahoma City has a chance to impress the Rick meter on this opening drive.
One receiver to the bottom, that is Jackson. Here's Williams, breaks the tackle, breaks the second one, and it takes a couple more folks to bring him back.
I don't know if that was a little mix-up in the exchange or the handoff in the backfield, Colin. But whatever it was, it seemed to cross up the defense just enough to help Williams break free to bring up 2nd and 2.
Yeah, they're tight end masters joining Moses and Williams in the backfield. Nichols turns, gives to Moses. And DJ pick up a first down to 42. Nice to see fullbacks getting some love in the league. There's 3 of them. And one of them is OKC's former tailback, J.W. Doyle. What turned out to be de facto trade. Everybody on 1-year contracts here in the Simulation Football League. Here's power play for Williams. And this time he's stuffed after a 2-yard pickup by Bones Malone Jr.
Well played by, well covered by the Seattle defense there. And a couple of those D linemen just strung the thing out and were starting to shed their blocks, and the whole thing got jammed up there.
They're keeping everything tight and condensed. Nickens will throw to Williams this time, and Jason will only pick up a yard on the swing pass.
As Seattle sends 2 spies into the flat to go corral Williams, which is probably the minimum amount of people you need to have a high probability of a tackle against Williams.
3rd down and 7. OKC now spreading things out. They bring out their second receiver, Devontae Duncan, to the bottom. There's Tiberius Bovine on the line of scrimmage with the offensive lineman. Nickens will look to throw. Has plenty of time.
Nobody open.
Nobody's open down the field.
Run, son.
Throws. It's intercepted. He throws the interception to Seattle, who's running back the other way. And it will be a pick 6 for the Tyrants. Oh my goodness. That's James Kepkin.
That's got to go into the highlight package for both teams. 1 is an embarrassing play, and 2 is an amazing play.
Looking for Duncan and Kempkin. the backup to Mahmoud Ajalani does what Mahmoud did against Mexico City, returns an interception for a touchdown.
And he outsprints Williams down the sideline to house it, Colin.
And it is now a 20-7 game.
Pending the PAT, right? And what the heck? Does Nickens not have a green light to just scramble?
I don't know. The clock, you know, they talk about the clock not going off in folks' head.
Right, that usually relates to
Relates to when
sacked.
guys get sacked or they fumble. In that case, the clock was going off in Nickens' head to run, but he kept hitting the snooze button.
And, you know, and once you pull the ball down, you know things are going to close up. But he had 12 to 15 yards of green turf in front of him. He probably could have reliably picked up 6 to 8 yards.
And kick is away. Back to OKC we go. National Finch gets rested down at 29. And OKC must feel like it's Groundhog Day. They got the ball again.
His deja vu all over. And they were looking decent on that previous possession until Nickens lost his mind.
Three men in the backfield. And the Deacon will just give to Jason. And Seattle has this figured out by now. Juke and Rookin on the stop. By the way, that was a 61-yard touchdown run for Jason Williams. He's now up to 116, averaging first down and a half every time he touches the ball. That's 10.5 for those of you who need numbers.
Yeah, for those of you worried about such things, you know, it's a physical game and it's a mental game. And Nickens, see how he responds to this.
And Jason Williams nearly picks up the first down all on his own. He got about 10, but he'll still be a yard short. I tell you what, Williams are both earning their keep today. Part of this full out attack.
Yes, sir.
Do they give it to Moses here? We've seen him get it a few times on the dive. Yes, they will give it to him, and he picks up a first down to the 42. So they run with Williams, and then boop, they go with the fullback, and here's Moses pointing to the scoreboard. Don't know why you're doing that, but you're down by 14 points.
Maybe it was broadcasting the first down.
OKC still has time, but you'd like to see them probably push the ball down the field a little bit more. Here's to get to Williams one more time, breaks the tackle, and will only pick up 2 yards.
Well, Williams has been a lot of their down the field action, but they probably need to begin
Need down
complimenting
the
him.
field passing game. Yeah, it's Booyah on the tackle. Here's a look at Nickens. Set a record in season 10 for passing yardage with over 3,000, 648. He's back to throw this time. Fires to Armac Jackson, his first catch, and he's stopped right at the 50. No, that was Moses split out wide as a lighters. You know, so OKC is just finding other ways to incorporate their fullback other than just handing him the ball. They're throwing him the ball, at times split out wide as a receiver.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the game, he had 22 catches for 139 yards. So they do have confidence in his route running ability and his hands.
And they give it to him on 3rd and 2, and he'll be racked up behind the line. He lost the yard. There's Mr. Maverick.
Seattle says we read the book.
We read the book cover to cover. We know what's coming.
Mm-hmm. As Oklahoma City goes to the well one too many times on that Moses dive.
Which is a shame because they had a really great drive going. A couple of good passes, some good mix-up as far as play calling goes. Hassel returns this one to his 18.
Return is a defined term there, I suppose. It fields the punt cleanly. Speaking of unclean, anybody watch that Miami-Florida game last night? That was very entertaining. Glad I'm not a fan of either team because
Particularly that last drive, the Florida defense giving up a 4th and 34 via an interference penalty.
Right, tons of mistakes. Anyway, here's the ISO count.
To Sandlin, and OKC bottles it up nicely with their 2 linebackers.
Speaking of going back to the well, Oklahoma City correctly IDs that one.
2nd and 10, there's Gregory. He previously had time with the Carolina Skyhawks before making his home in OKC. Louis Ndula to Sandlin, and the Sandman goes to the 23 to make it a 3rd and 4 situation.
Yeah, lots of room to run there. Impressive stop. I didn't see who made that tackle by the Renegades, Colin, but they were not fooled by that crafty Sandman.
Here's Ripper Concordia in front of Sandlin in the offset eye. Gonna get to Sandlin, breaks a tackle, breaks another one, gets the 1st and more, almost broke a 3rd tackle, but Thomasina Rahman saves Parker Thomas from further embarrassment.
Wow.
This is brought down at the 42. Let's look at this one more time. Outruns the pulling guard, broke Gregory's tackle, then Finch's tackle. Almost broke Thomas's tackle before Rahman hopped on board and said, "Let me help you out there, guy." As junior senior, the 3rd, 5 catches for 56 yards on 9 targets. Here's the give again to Sandlin, and Sandlin will pick up 5 yards in the 1st down. He's really imposed his will
And
on this defense.
yeah, junior senior's family is here today to watch him. Junior, senior, and junior, senior in the stands with us.
Yes, I call him the man of 1,000 suffixes. 2nd and 5. Louis Ndula fires down the field, and it is dropped. It is dropped by the very man we were talking about. So commentator Kirk strikes again.
Sorry about that. Junior, senior, the 3rd.
3rd down and 5.
Interesting to note on that play as I look over, junior, senior, and junior, senior spilled their beers on each other. That play. So everybody has egg on their face.
And here's the throw. Louis Ndula over the middle. That'll be a 1st down. Pick up. Simple outcut. And there he is. The 1st reception in the career of Mr. Nicholas Castle. Somebody bagged that ball specially for that young man so he can put it up on his mantle.
Exactly. I have a feeling that won't be the only catch he makes in the league. A lot of talent there. Welcome to the league, Nick Castle.
And Louis Ndula fires again. This is Mason Kirby, who steps out of bounds after pickup of 7. Louis Ndula has now thrown 2 interceptions, 1 passing touchdown. Nickens has been handcuffed by the offensive strategy. He's only at 53 yards passing. As here's a get to Sandlin. And Zach Sandlin will pick up the 1st down to the 33.
Mr. Reliable moves the chains yet again. As we're taking under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd, you're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch. Thanks for joining us.
Standard pro set backfield, 3 wide receivers. Cast Lil is the slot guy. He's at the top of your screen. Louis Ndula goes down with the sack. That's a loss of 5. OKC needed that in a huge way. Number 90 for OKC, Deacon Payne on the stop.
As the Renegades bring some heat at the right time, because I was watching the 2 wideouts for Seattle at the top of the screen, Colin, and they were running a complicated sort of twist, almost a pick route, and it was going to take a while for it to develop, and Luyendula just did not have that kind of time.
And Luyendula. Oh, nice bat down by Tomasina. Set up a 3rd and long.
Having quite a game, Tomasina is today. And there's another one where Luyendula knows better. He just lobs that thing up, puts some air underneath it. Receiver was well behind Tomasina Rahman. Throws it too flat.
There's a look at Ashley Rhodes Finch. As Luyendula deep drop, steps up, fires down the field, knocked away. This time it was Brady Clark. It'll be 4th and 15. OKC gets the defensive stop they were looking for.
They do.
There's high flying dwarf. As the punt will, it will bounce into the end zone. The gunner played it perfectly, but he just overran it by a yard or so.
Finds its way in the end zone. There's some discussion about how you pronounce Nick Castle's name. Now, if you're German, it's Kessler. If you're English, it's Castle. I'm not sure. If we're pronouncing it the wrong way, apologize for that.
Here's the 3-man backfield from OKC. We've seen this a lot. It's been effective, but they need to get going in a hurry. And here's Jason Williams. Breaks the tackle. Almost spun up another one.
Thank you, Liam, for catching on to the difference between German and English. Of course, as we know, about a third of English is based on German.
And he's asking about the Rick meter, and it's firmly in the tyrant.
Hey. We're patting on that.
As Jason Williams picks up the first down on the power play to the left-hand side.
The Rick meter ended the half, pointing at Seattle, and it is still in Seattle's favor. It's a at this point. Oklahoma City can't get back until the all day to throw. Oops, I threw an interception for a pick 6 play happened.
Last play to third quarter, Nickens fires it, and Moses dropped it, and it nearly went into the hands of E.K. Vincent. We've reached the end of the third quarter. 21-7, Seattle in front of OKC. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. This afternoon's Simulation Football League broadcast on Twitch is brought to you in part by Nation's Best, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to help secure the bag. By ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6 custom esports jerseys and apparel and the exclusive SFL shop provider. And SpyGoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots brought to you by AirViews. United by Drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. And Rick, that is just lovely watching this.
Oh,
floating cranes out in the Pacific Ocean.
the dredges out there and so forth. Absolutely.
2nd and 10. Moses in the backfield. He's been fairly active today in both parts. He'll lead block for Jason Williams, shutting off people, and he'll pick up about 4 yards to make it a 3rd and 6 situation. Thank you, J.W. Doyle, for clearing up the pronunciation. Confirming that for us, making sure I'm saying it correctly. 3rd and 6 situation, they again come out power I. Nickens fires down the middle of the field. It is incomplete. Looking for Masters again, and Gampkin knocked it away. And at some point, Rick, I know game plans are all well and good. They give you guidance and so on. But at some point, you just got to throw it out the window.
You also helps if you throw it into the end zone. Bump. And folks, I'll be here for the entire fourth quarter.
Punt is away. Castle on the return at Castle will get up to 31. There was some confusion because perhaps wide errors in number 0, Dalton Otto. That's in tribute to the man who wore 00, Jim Otto, legendary center for the Oakland Raiders.
0, my favorite number.
Here's Lillian Doolittle. Pop flies this home in the middle. Oh, knocked away by Thomasina, and she's continuing to rack up the numbers.
Seattle showing they don't care about the score or the clock and electing not to run but throw on first down, which functionally extends the game for Oklahoma City.
Gives them more opportunities to be in it. Here's Gregory staring out of a 3-2 dime. Setup is Louis Doolittle out of the gun. Pumps, fires, complete down the middle of the field. That is Evakidou, the 4th wide receiver. Frishy Evakidou on the reception. Tackle made by number 41, Gannon Slater. Brady Clark's back. And they're playing the dime defensive.
Down again.
And it was like a run up the middle. And the tackle was made by number 64, Dante Oribi. 2nd and 10 at the 43.
Dante Kobe?
Yes, Kobe. Louis Doolittle fires over, and it's intercepted by Gannon Slater.
Oh no. Pete Carroll
Looking
called.
for Evakidou.
Pete Carroll called and said, I recommend not throwing so much when you have a lead or you're about to win the game.
He might have been looking for Clark. There were a couple of guys in that area.
Little Seattle shade there. Yeah, well. All right. Oklahoma City's down by 2 scores, 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Zoink, like Scoob. They might have time to make this interesting.
Well, they definitely need a score, like you say.
Williams will pick up 3 yards. He's up to 148, Sandlin up to 111. Each of them have a touchdown.
Well, sorry about that. Go ahead. Each of them have a touchdown. I was going to say, so just like the Spanish Inquisition, nobody expected them to hand it off to Williams right there, knowing they need to move down the field quickly.
And the guy did strike a deep one of 61 yards. Trying to catch landing a ball. Spins out of a defender. Gets a block on the field. 30, 20, and Jason Williams tackled by Mahmoud Azalani down at the 17.
Happy to be proven wrong on that. Congratulations, Oklahoma.
Spun off a
City.
booyah. Get a block from number 78, Chuck Mesa.
They're going to dance the girl they brung and keep handing it to Williams. Trying to take advantage of a turnover, and they find themselves in the red zone, Colin.
Same formation again. Why not? Ermac Jackson to the bottom. Here's to get the most. Up the middle, weaving his way through traffic. Picks up 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Some fullback love, Colin. You got to be giddy on this.
You know, it'd be really getting on this. Jim Harbaugh.
I just meant you've been loving them playing Moses there, yeah, but Harbaugh, old school Harbaugh. I don't think we're going to see much fullback out of Ann Arbor this year.
Here's Nickens. fires, and that is complete to Tiberius Bovine. Well, hello, good sir. That's his first catch of the day, and he gets it down to the 5.
Yeah, Tiberius Bovine not being very Tiberius Bovine-like today. The all-time leader in yards and receptions in the SFL for a tight end. He's had 32 catches coming into the game for 483 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's his first one, as you pointed out here in the fourth quarter.
He had only 1 catch last week versus St. Louis 2. And here's the backup for OKC. Gets a carry. That is number 27, Boo Mackey.
Well, interesting going with a backup player here down on the goal line when you're trying to claw your way back into this game.
You know, you're just tired and, you know, you're relied on a guy. Here, they rely on Moses. He gets them down to the 2.
Bring up third
Denzel
and
Maverick, 6 tackles today, 2 TFLs, and sack and a half to his credit.
Wow, he had 16 total tackles coming into the game, and it's up to 22 now.
Rams is back in on this 3rd and goal. Here is the give to Jason. Tried to spin, but he's knocked backwards for another 2.
Well, and that's costly. Oklahoma City really can't afford to just kick a field goal here, but they're going to have to because they need points.
High Flying Dwarf says the aim of football is to score, so score. And the 21-yard kick is good, so it's now 21-10 with 6:02.
So Oklahoma City gets some points off of that turnover, Colin, but it is still a 2-score game. It goes from being a 2-touchdown game to a touchdown and a field goal game. Of course, that touchdown, they would also need to convert a 2-point conversion.
Here is the kick. It's away.
Good coverage, but it's returned out to, the 29. I'm going to mark them at the 30. They'll give them some forward progress there. Well, we'll see if the Renegades can manufacture a stop here.
Another turnover. Would really do OKC some good. Do damage to Seattle.
You said they were pretty plussy in the turnover margin coming into this game, right?
Yeah, they were. Had one of the better ones. Seattle, of course, number 1 in turnover differential. Here's to get to Sandlin, and he will only get 1 yard, 2nd and 9. He's at 112. Doug Day says pick 6 OKC, question mark, question mark. Well,
I'm sure they would
anything's possible.
They'd take 7
point.
any way they can get it.
Anything's possible at this point. 2nd and 9, Sandlin again. Finds a small crease, will only pick up 2 more yards. They drew in on the top.
Well, I think holding Oklahoma City to that field goal, meaning really they need 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns. Or as we said, they'll have to convert a 2-point conversion, has allowed Seattle the luxury here of working on the clock a little bit because Oklahoma City still needs 2 possessions.
Under 5 minutes to go. Louis Andula, the pass. Wide open down the field. It is complete. I believe it's a McAdoo, and he goes all the way down to the OKC 22, so they go 4 wide, and they go to the number 4 wide receiver. No, that's Chris LaTorre Wallace, running the deep corner route and just shows off with the spinning one-handed catch. Brady Clark saves what could have been a touchdown right there.
For sure. Well, when you think you can get a guy open deep downfield, why not throw it to him? just outside the red zone. A lot of pressure on Oklahoma City here as I give you one of the most obvious comments of the broadcast.
Making the play clock down under 5. Here's a good to Sandlin. Sandlin breaking a couple tackles, pick up 7 yards.
That's a nice run.
Zach is averaging exactly 5 yards a carry. And there's some to be arguing whether Jacques Louis Ndula is a clutch quarterback or not.
We'll see as the tyrannical Lizard Kings continue to work on the clock and now find themselves in the red zone again.
And Jacques gives on the trap to Sandlin, picks up the first down and more. It'll be first and goal from the 8.
So at this point, Seattle's assured of matching the field goal that the Renegades put up on their last possession, and maybe more.
Tackle made by Parker Thomas and Thomasina Rahman assisting. Lloyd Graham Jr., the Baltimore Vultures tight end, almost said Crabs, checking in with us from the other game is Sandlin up the middle.
It's all Sandlin all the time right now. And why not? He's chunking out yardage with each carry. I thank everybody that's graced us with their presence in the chat. We appreciate it. Keeps the game lively. And we've crowdsourced a few statistics here as we're quickly approaching the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter, Colin. And
they're lined up in the shotgun. Oh, no.
Seattle's a threat right now.
They're going to throw. To the middle. It's a touchdown for Chris LaTorre Wallace.
Wow.
Everybody's getting involved. So LaTorre Wallace has a nice, huge chunk play.
Couple of grabs on this possession. Nice job. Nice job. And that's going to pretty much put a bow on it here for Seattle. It's all over but the crying for Oklahoma City.
Jacques Louis Ndula with the mic drop. In the chat, you can see it right there. You're in the chat.
Another bad snap. And two defenders, if they'd have just sort of laid out, one of them might have gotten a hand on that. PAT.
So with 2:12 to go, it's now a 28-10 ball game. Our executive producer is our esteemed commissioner, Mr. Cameron Irvine. Thank you, Cam. Now Finch, he went a bit backwards. He got tackled at a jersey number, only 22.
Matches her jersey for starting field position. And, you know, one of the things, Colin, is the curious silence of Bovine in this game. One of the issues.
Really, the last 2 games. I don't know if it's guys are defending him better or it's just OKC's relying on other people a little too much. As that throw to Devontae Duncan is incomplete.
In the sort of the spilt milk analysis, that might be something that Oklahoma City's left on the table here in this game as they're down by 3 scores. And after this play, we'll hit the 2-minute warning.
And the backups are in for Seattle, it looks like. As they say, they're getting the most reps in the league.
A Maverick legend there with some smack talk at the end of the game.
Deacon Nickens. Pop flies this one. It's Bovine's second catch, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch TV. Back on the field, Bovine's second catch sets them up at their own 35. They all have 3 timeouts remaining and are down 28-10. Here's Nickens back to throw. Pop flies this one deep. Oh, it's knocked away.
It hangs up there in the air just long enough.
That was number 23, Colin Kerr. Knocking that away from Duncan.
Is he your favorite player?
Well, yes, because he has my name.
All right.
He's my favorite backup player.
He's your favorite backup player. Your favorite Seattle Tyrant player named Colin.
Here's Nickens, quick drop, fires it out to Williams, and Williams will break a tackle and get knocked down at the 40. They call a timeout with 1:51 left. They have 2 remaining. It'll be a 3rd down and 5 situation from the 40.
By keeping Williams in bounds, forces Oklahoma City to use one of their timeouts.
There's Kerr. I believe that is the backup to Gamble. They go with the 3-man look again. This time they go out Ermac Jackson. Oh, and he's just a few inches short.
Oh, no. I was just thinking about Ermac Jackson's not another one who hasn't been that involved in the game, Colin.
The replay booth will review the previous play.
And the booth is checking the spot on the field.
There we go. And Ermac Jackson came into the game with 27 receptions, including 3 last week.
Ooh, he might have gotten it. Let's take a look at it one more time.
Right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yep. I think he got it. They'll correct this one, perhaps.
After review, the play stands. The call on the field.
No, they will not.
They will not.
They will
overturn
not.
the
And
call.
the man they call Papa Irvine is not a happy camper.
Oh, my.
Nickens will have the offense out there. They have to go for it. It's less than a yard as the Hunting Grounds crowd picks up a chant of defense. Defense. That is.
Or defense. With a C.
They're going to throw for it down the field. Oh, it's
It's a
intercepted. It's intercepted. Who is that out there? That is E.K. Vincent, his first interception on the year. And that might just put a bow on this one.
Oklahoma City still has 2 timeouts with which to ritualistically burn at the end of the game.
He was looking for Moses, who was open. But I don't know why he just handed it to him if it's 14 inches.
Right. They go with a non-standard deep throw on 4th and 1.
Brad Combs out to run the offense as the 2s are out there now for Seattle. Easton Johnson is the tailback. Johnson will get the handoff. Easton Johnson.
Oh, he breaks free!
Loose. Easton Johnson on the first play will score a touchdown.
Oh,
And the backups are even getting it on the fun.
Oh, my goodness. And the tackle, Nathan Shield, sprints down the field. He's the closest man to him is his offensive tackle.
Ripper Concordia with a great block on Dade Drury. Look at the backup receivers. Everybody gets involved. As everybody is in bewilderment of that last touchdown.
Wow. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
Celebration around the world. Everybody have fun. Want to give a special greeting to the man whose reaction at the convention spawned what seemed like 1,000 memes, Harish Prasad. Welcome, the Brown Knight. Feel it. Flag 7?
Yes.
Another 17 Another one-tier subscription. Almost 17 months now for the M. And for OKC, you just want to get some pride so it looks a little bit better on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they've had their troubles, and even these last couple of possessions, you're trying to work things out.
Moses gets out of bounds after a pick up a 3. Respect T436. Are there actual coaches calling the plays, or is that simulated too? To answer your question, my good man, the coaches submit the game plays, and it is submit the plays to be run, and then the CPU runs them. Sometimes as desired, a lot of times not as desired, as Nickens fires it out to Duncan. Duncan gets knocked out of bounds at the 43 with 119 now. Don't forget, coming up at 5 Eastern, Carolina takes on Houston, followed by Baltimore at Sioux Falls, and Queen City at Vancouver. Monday we have Chicago at San Francisco. No, we have San Francisco at St. Louis. Chicago is playing before that. All games are on either 11 Sports Next or the Simulation FL Twitch channel. Nickens has to dump this off to Williams, and Jason will only pick up 3 yards. They want to preserve the 2 timeouts. Here's Nickens. Pop wide down the middle of the goal line. It's caught at the 32. Timeout called, 59 seconds left.
As predicted by everybody, the AI blows through the timeouts in a 4-score game.
Bovine coming off 2+ 70-yard reception season. Add 2 more to his total. He's about 3 more. It's about 46. Nickens. Look. Down the field to Devontae Duncan, who dives, and the last timeout is called with 55 seconds left. Nice catch by Duncan, the second-year wide receiver, signed as an undrafted free agent a year ago. There's a look at Duncan. Out in the bunch with Moses and Jackson. And the Deacon fires it out to Williams, and Jason Williams gets tackled in bounds, and here we go with the hurry-up.
And again, this is an opportunity to, in live game situation, work on some of this stuff, get some timing down.
And a little more par for the course. It seems not to throw out to Williams. 3rd and 9. Got to go for the end zone. They kind of go to Duncan. He dropped the ball.
Oh,
Fourth and goal from the 9.
Had it, and then he lost it.
Some of the starters are still in. I believe that was Mahmoud Ajalani, who we saw at their number 29.
Just can't corral it.
Fourth and goal from the 9.
Seattle
Power eye.
trying to play for some pride here too. Wants to keep him out of the end zone.
Throw down the middle. It is caught for the touchdown. That is Chuck Masters leaking out of the backfield, straight down the middle of the field.
Yep. Nice little deception as he just hesitates, releases off the line. Nobody picks him up. Well played. Good goal line play.
Johnny Omega. To try the extra point with 19 seconds left, we'll probably get a onside kick attempt, which will be an exercise purely for the special teams. And Parker Thomas in the chat goes, they, meaning Seattle, can keep this up. They could possibly win the championship. Well, they'll move to 6-0. OKC will drop to 2-4. They were 2-3 coming into the game. Denver and Baltimore are the other undefeated teams.
They'll drop to 2-5, won't they? Isn't this week 7?
No, they were 2-3 coming in. They had a bye though.
Got it. And there's your onside kick.
And it's fallen on by, I believe, Seattle. Yes, they got. There's Bamba out there on special teams trying to recover the kick. And Combs will down this one. The final few ticks burn off the clock. And that's the end of the game. We have final score of Seattle 35, Oklahoma City 17. As we take a look at the stats here, Rick, OKC, they did some good things in the running game, but ultimately it was their lack of downfield passing game. They did finish with 151, but most of that came in garbage.
Right. Amazing total yardage, fairly close, and TOP. Turnovers 2 to 3, but Seattle's just a lot more efficient when they had the ball.
There's Thomasina Raman, one of her interceptions.
Still continue
There's
to be.
James Campkin. His pick six, that was probably the play of the game for me.
Very impressed by Jason Williams, as always. Thrilliums.
Johnny Omega, 1 for 2. Nick Castle, 55 return yard. Ashley Finch, 120. So that average will continue to climb in terms of kick yardage for her. Chris Victoria Wallace, 2 catches, 47 yards, and a touchdown for him.
Wow, Williams, 186 yards today. Nice.
Brady Clark, 8 tackles. John Gregory, 7 tackles. There's a look at that man, Jason Williams. Had a 61-yard touchdown run early in the game. Almost broke this open. And Chuck Dula, not the greatest day, but he did throw a couple of touchdowns, including one to that man, Chris Victoria Wallace, who had that big catch on 3rd down. And then check out this play by E.K. Vince, covering the fullback well down the field, man for man, stride for stride, and returning it to the original line of scrimmage. And then the most crazy play again, Easton Johnson, the backup running back, comes in. They're just trying to run out the clock, and he squirts through the other side, in a teleported manner, and picks up the touchdown.
Finds himself with some clear sailing.
And then here's the nice touchdown for all the Masters. They tried this play a couple times early in the game. There was heavy traffic, but with the backup doing it more easier to execute. And player of the game for Seattle is Zach Sandler, 27 carries for under 34 yards. Touchdown was 6 yards.
And interestingly enough, he was outdueled by Jason Williams, but Williams was on the losing end of the ledger. Don't forget about Denver here, Colin.
Well, for those of us at the Simulation Football League, for Cameron Irvine, I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup. And for Denver the Dog, have a good day, everyone.